The number 117 has a very distinct meaning behind it. Many questions have been asked about its existence, and to this day, none of them have been answered. Does it refer to a special year? Is it an acronym for something? Does it mean cheese? People have been wondering about that for yawns. But today, we've got our answer.
Oh, what the hell happened? Why is it so dark in here? Oh, I can't see a thing. Hey, look, there's no difference between if my eyes are open or closed. Open, closed, open, closed. Yeah, no difference. Jesus, does this light have to be that bright? Where the hell even am I anyway? I'm supposed to be covering... what's that?
Hello, Garrett.
Well, hello to you too. Hey, wait a minute. How do you know my name?
I've been studying your content for eons.
Oh, that makes sense.
Wait, you weren't going to question me for doing that?
Nah, I've been doing YouTube for over a decade now. People know my name enough to know what I do and who I am.
Huh. Usually they'd yell at me to tell me why the hell they're here in my pit of darkness. Well, I guess in that regard, you're unique, I suppose.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome? Anyways, my name is Bill, and you're here for a very special occasion.
Really? Special occasion? Well, that's different from a regular one. And what is that exactly? Asking me why I have the number 117 in my username? Yeah, see, that's the problem with people like you. I've answered that question over and over again, and while I don't mind answering it now, I mean, I would prefer not being hit over the head with a frying pan and being kidnapped, but, it's gonna be the same answer. And for a person who, quote-unquote, studied my content, you should already know that answer too.
Ooh, he's onto your ass.
Oh, great, there's a second guy. There's always a second guy. Who is this guy?
Oh, that's my younger brother, Kill. On top of having a pun as a name because he instantly kills my mood, he always shows up in these operations to waste time, and I hate him for that.
Especially since I'm nosy?
What do you think, you dummy?
Alright, look. All I was trying to do was move on to the next HMR I wanted to record. You guys are wasting my time on this when I could be watching...
We've got the notes and footage already prepared for you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, we kidnapped you last night. We took your notes and video footage with us because we knew you were doing the 117th episode of your little show that you were doing.
Huh. Well, isn't that convenient? But, where'd you put it?
Huh. You'll never find out where we hid.
Placed it at a conveniently timed tray that will activate shortly after...
Shut up! See you in a few minutes.
It appears that I'm alone now. And that's just wonderful. How am I ever gonna do the HMR now? Well, considering this film's really stupid plot, I guess it makes sense to cover in a comedy season. Hello everyone, welcome back to another very special episode of Home Media Reviews. As you can see, I'm currently tied to a chair. That's why it's very special. It's also special because it's the 117th episode of this show, and there was no other movie that I had been considering for this episode than Cocaine Bear. I would prefer to not do this episode while tied to a chair and my head throbbing because I got hit in the head with a frying pan, but unfortunately, circumstances are not under my control. So with all that being said, let's move right into the history section of Cocaine Bear. I said, let's move on to the history section of Cocaine Bear. Whoa, whoa! Well, it seems that I've fallen over, and I can't get up. I don't really know why I'm in this situation. All I wanted to do was talk about a movie about a bear taking cocaine. I don't think I deserve to be tied up to a chair in total darkness. Whoa! Okay, this just keeps getting weirder by the minute. Well, I came this far already. Might as well keep going with it. So Cocaine Bear hit theaters on February 24th, 2023. On a budget of $30 to $35 million, Cocaine Bear grossed, drumroll please, $90 million. Not a huge profit for Universal. But I tell you this, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I think it was like November of 2022, Hope and I were seeing something in theaters and we saw the trailer for this, I turned to her and said, we're seeing that opening weekend. That is not negotiable. And where do you think I was on February 24, 2023? I was in theaters, watching Cocaine Bear, having a great time. First time I saw Cocaine Bear, I laughed hysterically throughout the entire thing. I thought the movie was fantastic first time I saw it. I've watched it a few times since then. It has gotten a little bit stale. Not trying to spoil my thoughts or anything on the movie. It's not the third act climax yet. But Cocaine Bear is definitely not as funny as it was 2 years ago. And to make matters even worse, the real Cocaine Bear story is nothing like what happens in this movie. The real Cocaine Bear ate a crap ton of cocaine, just like in this movie, but OD'd immediately and died. Didn't go on any rampage, didn't kill anybody, didn't chase any ambulances. It wasn't even in the Chattahoochee National Forest like it takes place in this movie. It was in Kentucky. The real Cocaine Bear is actually on display here in Kentucky. I guess they found it and they stuffed her and they put her on display in a museum here in Kentucky. You know, now that I think about it, that would make a fun vlog. Let's go see Cocaine Bear. It wouldn't take long for the movie to hit physical media. Cocaine Bear hit Blu-ray and DVD on April 18th, 2023. That's a pretty short turnaround from theaters to Blu-ray. I think it's because the movie didn't make much in its opening weekend, and Universal just kind of lost faith in it. Probably why they didn't put out a 4K the first time around. Universal does this a lot. With movies it doesn't have a lot of faith in, it'll put out a Blu-ray first just to gauge how many people buy it, and then like 6 months later they'll put out a 4K. They pulled this same shit with Black Phone a few years ago. There's probably a couple other Universal films that they pulled this kind of stunt with. Where do you think I was on April 18th, 2023? In Walmart picking up Cocaine Bear. Of course. What were you doing on that day? You were doing what? You should really see a therapist about that. Call it foreshadowing, because on September 19th, 2023, Universal graced us with a 4K release of Cocaine Bear. Here in the United States. Over in the UK, though, they got Cocaine Bear on 4K back in April with their standard release. Over here in the US, we had to wait. I didn't see it as worth it to pick up the 4K of Cocaine Bear. I think the movie looks great on Blu-ray to begin with. I don't really need to see it on 4K for it to blow my mind any more than it already has. So I skipped out on the 4K, primarily because I didn't want to encourage Universal's really shitty marketing tactics. Just like with Good Boys, Cocaine Bear has a really short history. But we're not done yet. We got one more copy to talk about. July 2nd, 2024, Walmart store shelves were graced with an exclusive steelbook of Cocaine Bear with brand new artwork. You want to guess what format this is? Blu-ray, not 4K. Universal, you have the 4K master. Why couldn't you have made this a 4K steelbook? I'm sure a lot more people would actually pick that up. The artwork looks okay. I don't really know what they're trying to go for here. I mean, there's a lot of yellow. I guess they're going for like a splitting of the teams kind of thing, because you got like Kerry Russell and the two kids up at the top, and then the gangsters down there at the bottom, and then there's the bear in the middle. I guess that's kind of what they're going for. I don't know. I didn't really care for it. It was another Blu-ray copy, and I didn't need it, so I didn't get it. And as far as Cocaine Bear on physical media goes, that's it. That is the end of Cocaine Bear's legacy on physical media. Almost as short of a run as the real Cocaine Bear had. That wraps things up here for the history section. Let's move right along to the close-up.
Oh, Christ. Why does this happen every time? Oh, I see you've fallen over and you can't get up. What about that?
Oh, ha ha ha. Newsflash, buddy. I made that joke earlier. It's also kind of outdated and not funny when you say it.
Yeah, but that was to be expected. Our budget only allows us to have very cheesy jokes from the 90s on set.
Fair enough, I suppose. Can you at least help me up already?
No problem.
Drink.
Huh?
Drink.
Oh, sure. Okay, that was rude. I feel like I've asked this once, though. What the hell do you two even want with me? You kidnapped me to ask a very obvious question, one that I've answered many times, if I may add. But why would you tie me up in the chair in the middle of this green screen room?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
The number 117 has a very distinct meaning behind it. Many questions have been asked about its existence.
Do you see my face right now? Do I look impressed to you? Why are you asking me this? It's just a number. There's no significance towards it.
Again, this is something we've been doing for years.
And since you have 117 in your name, we thought you had the answer.
Well, I don't. It's just something I thought would fit well into a username.
I know you're lying, you sneaky little bitch.
Can we at least move on to the close-up already? I got places to be, guys. I gotta pick up Dave from the hospital. He's getting released today because of his proctology exam.
Bill, Garrett wants to...
Fine.
Thank you. Good Lord.
God, this man's hard to deal with.
Alrighty, everyone. Here's your close-up look at Cocaine Bear. Up here at the top, we got Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code, and then another little tab there for Movies Anywhere. I'm not sure why they put that there, because Movies Anywhere isn't a separate thing from the digital code. You can redeem the digital code on the Movies Anywhere application. I'm not sure why they need to put that there. But underneath that, hey, a pointless marketing gimmick, Maximum Rampage Edition. Bah. It's just your standard Blu-ray, guys. But on the front there, you've got the theatrical poster. There's Cocaine Bear in huge font down there, as well as inspired by true events. Kind of. The poster right here tells you exactly what the movie is. It's a movie about a bear that does cocaine. The spine, Blu-ray plus DVD. That's how, in my mind, I know that this is a Universal film. Cocaine Bear logo. Hey, there's the Universal logo and the product number. I called it. The back features a really tiny blurb up at the top. There's the titular Cocaine Bear chasing after an ambulance. And then there's some shots of some of our main characters. And bonus features are underneath that, and they're up against the tree that the Cocaine Bear is searching for this character. I can't remember what her name is, or what the actress's name is. But that's Ray Liotta, so that proves that I've seen this movie. And then breakdown of how your digital movie code works, as well as legalese and stuff down at the bottom, as well as your film's rating. And if we take the slipcover off, poster underneath is exactly the same. Spine art, the same. Back artwork, the same. Everything's just been slightly squished to make room for the cast and crew information and technical specifications down there at the bottom. Open her up. Unlike last week with Good Boys, this Universal film actually has different artwork on its discs. The DVD still has that bland red artwork on it, but now we have the return of the reflective gray artwork that Universal is so well known for. Hey, at least they gave us different artwork for the different formats. That I can at least be grateful for. So that wraps things up for your close-up. Let's move right along to the menu tour. Alright, folks. Here's your menu tour for Cocaine Bear. I'm rapidly losing daylight as I film this batch of menu tours. But I can assure you this is the DVD. Just like last week with Good Boys, it is noticeably crustier looking than the Blu-ray counterpart. It doesn't come off that way on camera, though. But if you get close up to it, like I am right now, it doesn't look great. Which is surprising, because we're in my bedroom right now, and on my bedroom television, it's just a little 32-inch LG TV. That's like a mid-range HD television I picked up from Goodwill a few months ago. And it's auto-playing, that's great. But even on this TV, it doesn't look that great. So here's your chapter selection screen. Each chapter's got a number and screenshots, and if we scroll to the bottom, we've got 19 scenes, 20 if you don't count the credits. I'm getting deja vu from last week. Here's your setup menu. We have a 5.1 mix for English, same for Spanish and French. There's that descriptive video service. We have a feature commentary with the director Elizabeth Banks and producer Max Handelman. And for subtitles, it's English, Spanish, and French again. Now scrolling over to your bonus content, we have an alternate ending, a gag reel, deleted and extended scenes, All Roads Lead to Cokie, the making of Cocaine Bear, an unbearable bloodbath dissecting the kills, Doing Lines, and then a feature commentary, again with Elizabeth Banks and producer Max Handelman. And now, folks, here's your menu tour for the Blu-ray. Just like last week, I'm getting real bad vibes here that everything is going to be the same between the DVD and the Blu-ray. Let's take a look at chapters. Chapters, okay, that's not a big deal if they're the same. I understand if you want to go and reuse chapter files and all that, and I literally just scrolled past it as I was talking to you. Yeah, it's the same amount of chapters. That doesn't matter to me that much. Okay, I'm proven wrong. Universal, thank you for providing a 7.1 mix for English. And hey, Spanish speakers, you even get a 7.1 mix as well. If you're French, though, you can go to hell. Someone's definitely going to cut that and put that into an out-of-context, compilation, if someone hasn't already made one of me. We've got the descriptive video service, that's back. The feature commentary, that's back. Subtitles, okay, those are the same. So for bonus content, there's the alternate ending, the gag reel, deleted and extended scenes, All Roads Lead to Cokie, Unbearable Bloodbath, Doing Lines, and the feature commentary. You know what? I'm not as mad this time around as I was last week with Good Boys. The Good Boys Blu-ray offended me because it didn't have a better audio mix than the DVD. That shouldn't be a thing. At least for Cocaine Bear, Universal put forth a little bit of an extra effort and gave us a 7.1 mix on the Blu-ray. But that wraps things up for the menu tour. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Well, ain't that some shit? They didn't even give me my notes for the film. Wait, you printed these out? How exactly did you copy my notes and print them on paper?
Wi-Fi service in this space is limited. As a solution, we took your notes on Google Documents and printed them out, as well as adding in some filler so that you can talk about your movie in peace.
Filler? Why? That doesn't help anything. Well, that's just great. How am I supposed to read my notes if I'm still tied up? That's convenient. Now, I suppose I'll actually find my notes so that filler doesn't get in the way of anything. Jesus, that's a lot of filler. And I really don't think that we can get the rights to Smash Mouth's All-Star, although it's a great idea, but I don't really think we need a choreographed dance number in the middle there. So, now that... can someone get the backdrop in here? Usually it shows up when... Oh, now it shows up! What an extremely convenient bit of timing there.
Yeah, well, we've watched your HMRs for a while. We know how this works by now.
Well, you should have had it after the close-up and menu tour concluded, you idiot.
Well, that's what happens when you have an idiot for an assistant.
Hey, I'm not an idiot.
Guys, can you two just keep silent till I actually finish the 5 main questions here, please?
We'll try, as long as Kill...
Don't make me come in there. I will turn this car around, you hear me? There'll be no Disneyland for any of you. Okay, good. Now that we've sorted things out after the close-up finished a million years ago, now we can answer the 5 main questions as always without any problems whatsoever. Number 1, where should you pick this product up? You can't find Cocaine Bear in stores anymore. I should know. I was just at Walmart about 4 hours ago. Not a single copy of Cocaine Bear on store shelves. As usual, my answer is pretty standard for this question. Online retailers. Amazon most definitely has it. This movie kind of feels like a Black Friday movie. You know, it feels like something that they would put on sale like every Black Friday for the next 5-6 years, if Black Friday was as big of a deal as it was a few years ago. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays?
Yes. Yes, it is. And my older brother is officially being let out of custody after doing cocaine himself. Of course it's not being printed.
That's correct. It's not being printed today. The last copy came out in July of 2024. It's been a whole year since then. No. Number 3, should you pick this product up? You know what kind of movie you're in for when the drug runner slams his head against the plane after throwing these huge bags of coke out the door. This movie is clearly not going to take itself seriously. You should also know that because it takes place in the Chattahoochee National Forest. Chattahoochee, just a fun name to say. You know I have to do it. Just indulge me. Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. Got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute. It's actually kind of sad when the fiance gets mauled at the start of the movie. Funny enough, her name's Elsa. And apparently the dude's name is Olaf? Why are they named after Frozen characters?
You know, I wish I was living up to my name. Otherwise, I'd have the ability to kill 2 random hikers too.
You know, the fact that they're both named after Frozen characters makes that opinion justified too. Because after hearing Let It Go 1,000 times, I'd kill them too.
But anyway, Elsa's death. It's not played for laughs until the title card appears, which you could argue conflicts with the tone. And that's one of the main issues I have with Cocaine Bear, is the fact that the tone shifts from scene to scene. This movie is not straight comedy. But it does have a stacked cast. O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, Ray Liotta, Kerry Russell. How did a movie like Cocaine Bear acquire this much talent? Alden Ehrenreich in particular, I really like him in this movie. You guys know my opinion on Solo. I like that movie quite a bit. It's the best movie that Disney Star Wars has given us. It's better than Rogue One. I will not give up on that point. Rogue One is not as good as people think it is. As a matter of fact, Rogue One is made better by Andor, which is the best thing that Disney Star Wars has given us, period. Ehrenreich got dealt a really poor hand with how the Solo movie was handled, but he's actually really talented. His chemistry with Jackson Jr. is great. And hey, character actress Margot Martindale plays one of the park rangers. Usually I wouldn't shout her out, but she had a really good role in BoJack Horseman. I would recognize her voice anywhere. 2 kids, Henry and Dee Dee. It's almost like they wanted me to not say her name. Find one of the lost bricks of cocaine. I can't do cocaine while we're exercising. That wouldn't be good. Dee Dee's reaction after she eats the coke was absolutely hilarious. Son of a bitch! We're then introduced to the Gang of Pubes, which is character actress Margot Martindale gives the teen gang that name, and I think it's hilarious. They try to attack O'Shea Jackson Jr. in a bathroom, and a really brutal action sequence occurs. I knew not to mess with them prior to this, but now I'm really sure you don't want to mess with them. These kids, though, they are definitely in their 20s trying to play teens. These do not look like teenage boys. Well, I like not being fucking stabbed. I laughed so hard after Peter gets his leg bitten off in that tree. The way his leg and body drops to the ground, we hold for a beat, then the bear jumps down and gorges itself on the coke-soaked body. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yes, kill him. Kill him like the audience really cares about Peter.
And I lost it again when the bear is sitting in this like cute pose outside of the ranger shack and one of the teens walks over and just says, "It's a fucking bear." It was already funny to begin with, but then character actress Margot Martindale blows the guy's head off. Then you get the bear just wiping the brain matter off of its snout like it's just nothing. The best dark comedy of all time is RoboCop because of its ultra-violence. This is making me think RoboCop. I laughed a little too hard when that guy's head got blown off. The best scene in all of Cocaine Bear is the ambulance chase. The comedy, the camera work, the music. This is where the movie peaks. The kill count also keeps rising after character actress Margot Martindale and the medics are taken out. I know her name's Beth, but like, come on, she's character actress Margot Martindale.
Come to show you how stupid everyone in this movie is. If I were them, I would have actually made sure that everyone was safe.
Anyone else seen BoJack Horseman? You should let me know down in the comments. How'd he take off those 2 fingers? They're not even next to each other. Really tense standoff at the gazebo where we get even more comedy with the cocaine bear. It decides to take a nap on Alden Ehrenreich. Can't you just move it? Oh, sure. Why didn't I think of that? I think it died. It died on top of me? We also find out that the bear is a girl. How do you know it's a girl? Because its vagina is on my ear. After that, Ray Liotta, he re-enters the movie by killing Bob, who is a detective that we got introduced to earlier on in the movie, in a pretty emotional moment. You know, Bob has this little dog whose name is Rosette, and you guys know me, I'm a big animal guy. You introduce a dog into a movie, I already love the guy who's taking care of it. I got really scared for Rosette there for a minute. I thought she was just going to be abandoned, but no, the traitor cop still has her. Forgot about that part. The bear being a female means, of course, there are going to be cubs. There are 2 baby bears that lead Carrie Russell and the 2 kids throughout the titular falls that I think Dee Dee wanted to go to. I think that was a plot point earlier in the movie. I had to laugh, though, when those 2 cubs show up and they're absolutely just caked in cocaine. Poor Olaf, though. Guy's death wasn't even good enough to show on screen. He just gets killed off screen in an unceremonious moment.
I know I should be caring about these people getting killed and all, but man, I sure am getting a field day with these kills.
When Ray Liotta, whose character name is Sid, smacked that cub in the head, he sealed his fate. You don't hurt a baby animal like that. I cheered when Mama Bear showed up and roared triumphantly. Absolutely hated seeing the mom get shot. But of course, it's the cocaine that wakes her up, because that's the kind of movie we're in for.
Well, at least the bear's kids get to have dinner tonight.
I'm a sucker for baby animals. What can I say? I felt for them when they started crying because they thought their mom was dead. And it was pretty great seeing Sid get eaten in such an absolutely gruesome way. Great climax all around. Call me a sap, but I kind of felt something when Alden Ehrenreich picks up Rosette. That was adorable, and we get to see that Carrie Russell and the 2 kids all escape with their lives, including O'Shea Jackson Jr., of course, Alden Ehrenreich. All of the guys that you actually like in the movie, they get away fine. Oh, and the one teen, doesn't he get away too? The one that was hanging out with Ehrenreich and O'Shea Jackson Jr., I feel like he gets away. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think he runs off. And there was a joke earlier about his 2 friends where they're all going to move to the big city together, and the one friend who got decapitated is holding his decapitated head. Cocaine Bear is quite the experience. It's very comedic throughout, but it also attempts to give you a compelling story with characters you care about. Keyword there is attempts. It doesn't really deliver for everyone. The only characters I truly cared about were Bob the detective and the duo of Alden Ehrenreich and O'Shea Jackson Jr. The only reason I cared about Bob was because of his connection to Rosette. He's not a very well-written character, and I just love the comedy with Jackson and Ehrenreich. If you have a love for dark comedy and don't really care much about conflicting tones, this is the movie for you. The whole conflicting tones for me has become more of a prevalent problem with the movie than I really would like to admit. I still think the movie is really funny. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff in it. I wish they hadn't gone so far into the serious route. I wish that it would have been just, hey, this is just a really comedic movie. Don't take it too seriously. I recommend Cocaine Bear, but you should definitely go into it knowing that it's not going to be just an absolute yuck fest the entire time. Number 4, where should you pick this product up?
I'm going to take a wild guess with what this answer is. Is it the same answer as number 1?
Hey, you're right. You guys really did study my content, huh?
Well, when this question has only one answer, you can't help but say it yourself, can you?
And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, I believe when I looked on Amazon the last time, the standard Blu-ray is listed for $10.99. And that's about what I think the movie is worth. I wouldn't go any higher than $10. DVD, if you get the Blu-ray combo pack, you're getting a DVD anyway, so pay the extra $2 or $3 and have the Blu-ray in case you ever do make the upgrade to HD and stop living in the Stone Age. All right, folks. Well, that wraps things up for the HMR on Cocaine Bear. I gotta say, this was a very interesting experience, not only for the movie itself, but because of the circumstances that I've had to make this HMR under. It is a fun time, though, aside from the conflicting tone thing. But if you turn your brain off and just want to have a fun time, this is the movie for you. All right, I'm sure everyone is wondering, what are we going to cover next week? Well, we're getting closer to Halloween. So why not cover something Halloween related? Not only that, but another kind of dark, twisted comedy that's Halloween related. Next week's film is...
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you right there, mister.
Oh, come on!
You haven't given us the true answer yet as to what the 117 numeral means.
You are seriously still on to me for that.
Yeah, we're desperate to know. We just need to figure out what the hell it means.
Okay, you are taking this way too far. I'm just gonna go ahead and head out.
What does it mean?
Alright, fine. You know what? Fuck you and this entire thing. This entire thing seems like a freaking nightmare. All I wanted to do was talk about Cocaine Bear, not to deal with this. You two are going against the entire point of why I put the number 117 in my username. But you also don't get what it means to make an HMR in general. They're just an opportunity for me to review movies that I think are worth talking about. And besides that point, the number 117 doesn't mean anything. And you asking me about it over and over again, it's entirely pointless. You are wasting your time here when there is clearly nothing special about that stupid number.
Well, damn, I guess.
Yeah, didn't think you'd put it that way.
Well, you do now. And now you should understand that constantly asking questions about something stupid over and over and over again isn't going to get you anywhere. Trust me when I say this. I'm sure that if you take the time to realize that you shouldn't waste your lives on such a dumb, stupid question, it's very likely that you'll end up... Oh, wonderful. What's going on now?
Man, these two really did steal a lot of stuff, didn't they?
Wait, what's going on?
We're arresting two buddies for various things. Apparently, your live HMR is what led us to track these two down, and we couldn't do it without you.
Live? I don't live stream my HMRs. How the hell did that happen?
God damn it, Kill. Why do you have to turn on the live stream button?
I thought it was a button to view a live stream of a waterfall.
This is why I hate you, Kill.
Alright, you're free to go now. Have a nice day.
Well, I suppose since I'm free, guess I better head home and get some rest. After I pick up Dave from the hospital. I'm about 6 hours late.
And so, now we know why exactly the 117 number goes unanswered. Not only does it have no meaning to begin with, but it ultimately gives us the answer that, even if that number doesn't have any significance whatsoever, it can ruin your life if you just focus on that, and only that.
Boy, what an adventure that was. You know, it really hurt when I got hit over the head with that frying pan or baseball bat or whatever those two dudes decided to use on me. I remember that hit like it was yesterday. It brought up some deep childhood trauma that I had been repressing for years. Or was that when I slipped in the shower that one time? I should really get some adhesive strips upstairs. It's very dangerous to use a shower with no adhesive on the bottom. You could slip and potentially kill yourself. But man, that was something. That was something, all right. It definitely wasn't fake. That definitely did happen. I was kidnapped. That was not fake. That was not AI. That definitely was not a lie that you just saw on screen for dramatic effect. And I am definitely not just acting in this little clip at the end of this video here. I am genuinely reminiscing about that real-life event that happened to me. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go probably take a shower. Hopefully I don't slip again. That would be bad. Oh, quick thing I forgot to mention. So next week on Home Media Reviews, we're covering Renfield. Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. Down by the river on a Friday night, pyramid of cans in the pale moonlight. Talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never had a plan, just a living for the minute.
I hate that guy.
That's a good song, man.